So, you're here to find some romance visual novel recommendations. You've come to the right place. Hi, my name is August, and while I could point you towards Katawa Shoujo, a well-known romance visual novel, that's an easy one. Today, I want to give you a couple of other lighthearted anime romance visual novels that are definitely worth checking out. One a very popular Japanese countryside romance, another one full of female martial artists, and the last one is a personal favorite of mine. Starting off with a title from one of the most popular visual novel developers out there, a brand known for their cute girls, fluffy romance, and emotional confessions. Introducing Senran Banka. Now, there's a lot of romance titles out there to choose from, but if you're looking for something with a little bit of everything, romance, comedy, action, and mystery, Senran Banka is a perfectly fine starter. We follow our main character Masaomi as he travels to a bustling rural tourist destination town to help out at his grandfather's inn. He sees a number of key attractions there, from the town's signature hot spring to the Shrine Maidens Festival dance, to even the popular act of attempting to pull the divine blade Muramasa out of its stone. He's invited to try it, only for him to actually pull the sword out and break it in half. To make amends, Masaomi is forced to marry the village's shrine maiden, and if that wasn't enough, he also meets the spirit that resides inside the blade, a young girl named Murasame. Now, while spending time with the cast is cute to watch as Masaomi deals with the sudden arranged marriage, the story also pulls you into its underlying supernatural folklore plotline, where it's revealed that a dreaded curse is haunting the town for generations. This action plotline helps promote the relationship between Masaomi and the rest of the girls. Because this conflict has been such an ongoing issue for them, they hold a deep responsibility to the roles they've had for so long. Masaomi's introduction ends up becoming the spark to help resolve their problem, and in the process allows the girls to open up about their intimate and uncertain feelings. You'll get some really nice heart-to-heart moments between the couples as a result. Of course, private moments aside, there's still plenty of fun interactions when they aren't slaying evil spirits. All of them are attractive and super cute in their own special ways. There's Yoshino, where for being a serious and dutiful shrine maiden is a bit clumsy and awkward when it comes to adolescent affairs, like making friends. There's Mako, the loyal yet teasing ninja bodyguard who gets easily flustered the moment the focus is on her, Lena, an optimistic and bountiful transfer student, an all-around load of fun to be around, and Murasame, the spirit guardian of the divine blade, who's just adorably cute in many ways. The common route is dedicated to the ongoing conflict, and then after that, depending on the choices you make throughout the story, you'll end up on a heroine-specific route. There, you'll see the two love interests fall in love and further explore their relationship as an official couple, with plenty of cute, wholesome moments. Really, I may have talked a little bit about the action side, but if there's one thing that this game does an absolute great job at, it's showing off the charms of its super adorable heroines, both normally and in lovey-dovey situations. Senran Banka makes for a fine beginner start to a traditional anime romance visual novel, and if you enjoyed Senran Banka and want more of the same thing, there's a very high chance you'll enjoy the other titles made by the same developers. However, if you're looking for something more action-heavy, you might want to check out this particular title. Introducing Magikoi, Love Me Seriously. Set in Kawakami City, a place known for its samurai ancestry and fighting spirit, Magikoi features one tight-knit group called the Kazuma family. All of the members in the Kazuma family are very close friends, and they spend their average day hanging out together. But what's interesting about this group of friends, though, is that all of the women in there are insanely strong in a fight. You'll see tons of battles featuring the cast, and they can get up to some pretty crazy things. People come all over the world to participate in their city's martial arts tournaments, and the fights are exciting to watch. It's also very amusing considering that these fights also include formal challenges against the strongest fighter in the Kazuma family, who just so happens to be the strongest warrior in the entire world. Really, this is just an average day for them, and no fight can get in the way of their group's close friendship. Each member of the Kazuma family has their own distinct personalities, and they bounce off each other well. It really feels like a group of childhood friends casually hanging out and doing their own thing. Now, of course, while our main group of characters are interesting, all of their classmates and rivals shouldn't be counted out either. Every one of them has their own very unique quirk, ranging from amusing, strange, and even awkward. So when these individuals are pitted against each other in a fight, it makes for some pretty entertaining scenes. Again, the women in here are fearsome, not exactly your average ordinary girl, as every one of them specializes in a martial art or sword fighting combat. You've got Yukie, a master swordswoman, but terribly shy, Miyako, expert archer and extremely devoted woman in love, Kazuko, a fiery and hot-headed Nagatana user, Chris, an honorable rapier wielder from Germany, and Momoyo, who is quite possibly a weapon of mass destruction. So it's pretty much an uphill battle for our main character Yamato, one of the weakest members in their friend group, to be able to get out of the dreaded friend zone with them, much less romance them. Sure, he's got his keen intellect and calculative sneaky strategies as the group's tactician, but is that going to be enough to earn the love and respect of these powerful women? While there's not much to its initial premise, Machikoi is carried by its character relationship writing with its mixture of humorous slice of life and off-the-wall action. I was not disappointed by any of the routes, for each one is packed with content that'll make you invested in the world of Machikoi and its characters, my favorite route in particular being Kazuko's. Machikoi may be a romance title showing the evolving relationship between a boy and a girl who were initially friends, but seeing their friend group and how they support and cheer each other on is just as important. In a way, Machikoi is like Little Busters, but instead of being a baseball team, they are extremely powerful martial artists that take down bad guys and rivals in their downtime. Now, important side note, I would also highly recommend downloading the voice restoration fan patch. Side characters are not voiced in the official release, so this fan patch will restore all of those voices. Check the description down below for more details. Meanwhile, if you're looking for a romance title that's both fun and lighthearted while also being a bit touching, you might want to take a look at Kinkoi Golden Loveriche. Thanks to a surprise run-in with a blonde-haired European princess, our ordinary protagonist Oro is forced to attend Noble Private Academy in accordance to her whims, after she takes a liking towards him. However, despite going to a school meant for high royalty and the super wealthy, he finds himself in a one-of-a-kind chance opportunity, especially when he suddenly remembers his fond childhood memories. Immediately, right off the bat, you'll get a taste of what Kinkoi has to offer. It's lively and exciting with lots of classic anime rom-com elements to appreciate. Suddenly being transferred to a completely new environment, being forced to stay at an all-female dorm, becoming the change needed to blow away that initial divide between the commoner and the wealthy, and most of all, saving a royal European princess who just so happens to be the main character's childhood friend. There's rarely a dull moment with these blonde-haired girls on screen, and it's all thanks to their attractive personalities and energetic expressions. Did I mention the blonde hair yet? Yeah, this title is 100% dedicated to those who love blonde-haired heroines. We got our whimsical and adorably silly European princess Sylvia, the proud knight and devoted retainer of the royal family Elle, the charismatic social butterfly gal girl Reina, and the wise yet snarky delinquent problem child Rhea. Funny enough, that golden sheen isn't just an attractive heroine trait, for that golden color actually has symbolic meaning. Throughout each route, pieces of the puzzle start to come together to form the bigger picture of how everyone's related together. The story calls into focus the main character's childhood past, and seeing how that's impacted them and their relationships in the present day is fascinating. As you continue to read, you'll get to see how each character and their route builds upon Kinkoi's central idea of golden time, a perfect opportunity to make the best of your life in the current moment. It's an important life lesson that Kinkoi wants to express, not only for you to take away from personally, but especially so for our individuals in this story, our main character included. And Kinkoi's elegant presentation further elevates those emotional high points. All of the routes are enjoyable and charming on their own, but how they all combine their messages together helps culminate the story in its final route. A dramatic change in tone from everything prior, but a fantastic showcase of Kinkoi's core message. Kinkoi Golden Loveriche is an excellent rom-com, one that might even make you tear up and come away an enlightened person. And now, next up is a title that is definitely on the more comedic side out of all the visual novels so far. Introducing Making Lovers. While the other titles on this list takes place in a school setting with younger characters, Making Lovers explores romances in an adult life setting, while still being wacky with its rom-com shenanigans. We see plenty of familiar scenarios for your average adult, searching for apartments, scheduling dates with tough work schedules, and shooing away stubborn parents asking why you don't have kids yet. That said, this isn't a title for you if you're expecting something of a more realistic nature. This is a video dedicated to those looking for a more lighthearted anime-style rom-com experience. For those looking for a more serious side to romance, I would instead highly recommend checking out White Album and White Album 2, two titles that feature more adult-oriented problems while also having more drama elements in its romance plotlines. If you want more recommendations of that nature, let me know in the comments below and I can work on making another video for that. Making Lovers, though, tends to get a bit absurd. Our main character Kazuma might be a bit of a degenerate weirdo and bad at romance, but he still took the steps forward to try to fall in love, and through a couple of mixers and arranged dates later, he meets our female leads. Saki, an older mature woman, but innocent in romance affairs. Mashiro, a strange quirky girl, but lovable cinnamon roll. Ako, the playful and affectionately caring stepsister. Reina, a stylish, energetic young model. And that one classmate in college who you knew but never got close to, Karen. This one's my personal favorite, by the way. With most romance visual novels, the story often has a common route. A prologue that allows you to get to know the characters before allowing you to choose your heroine. With Making Lovers, though, there is no common route. It dumps you straight into dating the heroine of your choice, allowing you to pick dating spots and activities to do. It's through these dates that we see the wacky scenarios and interactions between Kazuma and the girls. And yet, underneath all of that crass humor, it still shows the troubles these adult characters have in their lives, both in their average everyday and in romance. Making Lovers is committed to that sense of normalcy and groundedness in its relationships, and I think that's perfectly fine. And finally, one of my personal favorite recommendations for a romance visual novel. An emotionally passionate story that combines growing, wholesome relationships with the uplifting, rousing spirit of sports. More specifically, competitive dogfighting. Introducing Aokana 4 Rhythms Across the Blue. In a world where flying through the sky is as simple as riding a bike, the competitive sport Flying Circus took the world by storm. Masaya, a child prodigy, turned his back on the sport after a traumatic incident. However, years later, his former passion reignites as he teaches the transfer student Asuka how to fly, and so he returns to the sport as a coach to form a flying circus team with Asuka and challenge the top athletes in all of Japan. With Aokana setting up this coach and student mentality, it becomes a great way for the visual novel to develop their relationship, both in sports and in love. Both parties are working together to accomplish their goals, and becoming stronger in sports amplifies their affinity in love too, and vice versa. In the time they spend together, Masaya comes to see the girls around him more intimately, not just as a player, but who they are as a person, both in their personal strengths and weaknesses. And in return, we see the girls respond back fondly, giving Masaya the strength to overcome his past traumas. It's a great showcase of inspirational love being used to become better individuals together, and what better way to show it off than through sports. You'll get to see all these cool competitive flying matches, and how it's presented both in its visual flair, music composition, and quick concise writing makes all of these scenes thrilling to watch. Of course, the girls are attractive and charming in their own right, while also providing their own unique spin to Aokana's sports romance story. Asuka, my beloved pink ball of joy, provides the rousing, passionate, hype energy you would see out of a shonen sports show. Mashiro, the cutest underclassman who tried all she could, explores Aokana's more wholesome, romantic side through sheer determination of fluffy, adorable cuteness. Rika, the #1 girl next door ex-wife, provides those charms of an emotional support character. And Misaki, a prankster badass ex-emotional disaster, turns Aokana into a full-on sports drama, tackling the emotional weight behind the spirit of competition and questioning the value of talent, effort, and the motivation for oneself. Really, there's something for everyone here in terms of vibes, whether you're looking for an invigorating thrill, super cute wholesomeness, or even intensely gripping drama. You'll also be glad to know that these vibes double down and become even more gratifying in Aokana's sequel content, Extra 1 and Extra 2. Altogether, Aokana is just a great package, one I would personally recommend reading, and an absolute must-read for any lighthearted romance visual novel reader. And those were 5 romance visual novels that you should check out. If you enjoyed this, consider subscribing to my Patreon if you want to further support the channel and get more visual novel content. Thanks to everyone for supporting me thus far and into the future. You all are fantastic. Now, if you want more specific recommendations, click this video over here or this one for a large general recommendation.